Use the Duke trigger on Flametongue Kavu. Oh, this is so exciting to me. I love Flametongue Kavu. It's so strong now because creatures are so small. Today at Commander Replay, we check out Duke Ulder and try to copy as many creatures as we possibly can. Next on Commander Replay. Commander Replay merch, now available in orange and colors beside orange. Welcome back, everyone. Playing some Duke Ulder Ravengaurd today. Let's take a look at this opener. Tithe makes this very keepable. Knight of the White Orchid is decent also. Yeah, let's keep. I'm definitely cheating on lands a little bit in this deck, so Tithe is super helpful. There's a Flametongue Kavu, helpful for shooting stuff down. Let's play the Plains, and we'll pass like that. Yeah, when Sean drops down a second land, we should be able to Tithe. That'll put us up to 8 cards. We'll draw up to 9. We'll play a land, and then we can foretell the Doomscar if nothing else. Let's take a read of our commander. It's Duke Ulder Ravengaurd, 6 mana for a 5/5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains haste and myriad until end of turn. Pretty cool little combination of effects. Kinda wish it was 5 mana instead of 6. Commanders at 6 really need to do a lot and probably need to have some form of protection on them in this day and age. At 5, it's a little easier to make that work. I don't know exactly how powerful this commander is going to be, but Myriad is a very solid mechanic overall and is decently powerful on its own, so that's all cool. I just wish it was a little less mana. Anyway, Sean's got his second land into play. We're going to play this Tithe right here. Go get a Sacred Foundry, and we get a Mistveil Plains? We'll get a Mistveil Plains. There's a Cathar Commando, something we can cast. Love it. Let's play the Flooded Strand, crack the Flooded Strand, get the Plateau, then we'll just foretell this Doomscar. No artifacts or enchantments yet for the Commando, so... And really with the Commando, like, we want to have our Commander in when we do that so that we can copy it and then use the copies to shoot down our opponent's stuff. As far as this deck is concerned, fairly standard ETB red-white deck, very similar to the red-white ETB Archangel Avacyn deck that I played a while back. That deck was super fun, just that I probably needed to put like a better win condition in the deck, or rather, more win conditions. In this particular build, I am holding back just a teeny bit, left Terror of the Peaks out, obviously going to be very good in this deck, probably game-winning. And one or two other things. I don't know if Aurelia made the final cut. She did not, but realistically, you'd probably put like Aurelia and Waves of Aggression in here, or Aggravated Assault, depending on which ones you have access to. Varagov, a Bloodsky Sire coming in. Yep, that's a pretty good card. Brings it back to our turn. That's a Soul Ring, is what that is. Let's play this Knight of the White Orchid. Going second here is awesome. That's exactly what you want when you're using all of the white ramp. You want to go second. Use the ability. To the point where when I play with mono white border, he has won the dice roll a couple times and just chosen to play last, because it literally shuts off all the ramp in his deck playing first. There's a Plains into play, get the Soul Ring into play, get the Sacred Foundry into play, pay the life, and we'll pass like that. We have ramped. Turn 3, and we're ending with 6 mana. That's pretty good. Ooh, D-Manny appears to be stuck. It's not ideal. He's got a Viscera Seer in the graveyard. He sacrificed that to scry one. That didn't seem to help him at all. Path of Discovery. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it explores. Oh, yeah, that seems like a thing. That's probably a worthy target of the Cathar Commando, though, again, I would like to wait for our commander to come down. Sean's going to swing into 5-color bad stuff. He hits, and he's going to activate the Varagoth to search for a card and put it on top of his library. Probably trying to get his, like, early to mid-game setup. Sword of the Animist is crazy in that deck. That's probably what I would be searching for. It's just an absurd card with Isshin. Flash in the Cathar Commando at the end step. There's a Fanatic of Mogus, that's one of our win conditions. Sort of the red-gray merchant, not nearly as good though. Play the Mistveil Plains. Well, does getting our commander actually do anything right here? I don't know that it does a ton. Because we have exactly 6 mana, so we can't pay to sacrifice that. We have more lands than our opponents, so getting more of those doesn't do all that much. Get this Atushi. Let's go with Thran Dynamo Atushi, and then we'll go for our commander next turn. I think that's a better play. Do some attack in. This one in the 5-color, this one in the Sean. So here's a look at the deck. I'm a little disappointed. I was trying to get some new stuff into the deck. The Ancient Red Dragon and the Ancient White Dragon, also Legion Loyalty. Couldn't find any of them on Magic Online. The set's been out for a few days, but only being in treasure chests, it's not in heavy circulation, so just haven't been able to find the new stuff other than our commander. Which is a little bit frustrating, because this is a perfect deck to take a look at those cards, so... D-Manny once again stuck on lands. Had to discard a Dark Petition. Ouch. See, if that's a demonic tutor, you just tutor for, like, Mana Crypt, Ancient Tomb, something like that. Falco! Spara Pact Weaver coming in, yeah. Kami of False Hope. Oh, that card's disgusting. It'll explore. It's now a 2/2. How does explore work? Reveal the top card of your library. Put that card into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Put the card back or put it into your graveyard. They had a metallic mimic and they just left it right there. This is a tribal deck? Dockside Extortionist. They'll get a few. We'll get a few. Yeah, that's a card we're searching for. They get 4 treasures. Solemn Simulacrum. Also a card. Sean's on 5 lands. We're also on 5 lands, so nothing doing with the Knight of the White Orchid right here. Varigoth over to D-Manny. Yep. And he's going to activate the Varigoth again. Yep. We have exactly enough to go Flametongue Kavu Duke, which seems pretty awesome. There's a land. Play the Windswept Teeth. Crack the Windswept Teeth. Get a Plains. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Let's do it. Hopefully we don't get board wiped. Cast this Flametongue Kavu. Shoot the Varigoth. Cast our commander. Oh, we have 1 extra. How about that? Go to combat. Use the Duke trigger on Flametongue Kavu. Oh, this is so exciting to me. I love Flametongue Kavu. It's so strong now because creatures are so small. Yeah, go to combat. Send this into D-Manny. This into Sean. This into Sean. And we'll send this one into D-Manny. And there's the Myriad trigger from the Flametongue Kavu. Into play there, into play there. They changed the way Myriad works. There we go. There's our triggers. Let's... What does this thing say? Let's shoot the Kami. Not interested in what the Kami has to offer. And we'll shoot the Falco, try to get the counter off it. Kami goes down. They could have sacrificed it in response. Instead, people will be taking damage. Sean's going to block. He's going to block the other one. That works for me. Basically just nuking the board. Solemn dies, I draw a card. We exile our extra Flametongue Kavus. And we pass like that. We are so exposed to a board wipe. If someone has it, they're going to play it. You know, I do wish that Fanatic of Mogus had double red in its casting costs. Like, single red in the casting costs. Even that little bit, which makes it feel a lot worse. There's a Chromatic Lantern for opponent. And a Faithless Looting. Yeah, I'm sure they want that. Try to find their way to some lands. If someone blew up the board and then they reanimated our Knight of the White Orchid, they actually wouldn't be in, like, the worst spot. Chainer to the graveyard. It's a good one. Ardent Elementalist. They'll be back. Oh, yep. Opponent said auto-yielded by accident on the Kami. Whoops. D-Manny says, I'm in the game, boys. Yep. Metallic Mimic. Means the board wipe's probably not coming. Silent Chant Zubera. What? When it dies, you gain 2 life for each Zubera that died this turn. Nice. And a Selfless Spirit. Very helpful if someone runs into the board wipe. Also decently helpful against our Flametongue Kavu shenanigans here. It'll explore. Wow, it's 4/3. Seems good. They chose Spirit. So some sort of Spirits deck with Falco at the helm. Take a peek at what our opponents are playing. So first up is D-Manny piloting his Sedris the Traitor King deck. Yeah, this is straight up Grixis Reanimator. If you don't deal with it, you'll probably lose to the Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Watch out for that one. In the middle, we've got 5-color bad stuff piloting Falco Spera Pact Weaver, an interesting one that I probably need to take a look at. Enters the battlefield with a shield counter on it. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast spells from the top of your library by removing a counter from a creature you control, in addition to paying their other costs. So, definitely makes sense with Path of Discovery. That's a pretty good place to be. Oh, that's a Sun Titan. Get back, Dockside. Get back, Dockside. I guess we're doing it all again. 6 more treasures. Ugh. Isshin into play. Jeska's Will. Oh, boy. 5 red mana. You know, I probably would have held that, personally. Yeah, because that's kind of awkward. He's got... he'll probably play Thran... Yeah, I think he can go... No. He won't have the mana to go Thran, Dynamo, Hammer, Perforos. Goes for the Hammer. Yeah, Hammer's very strong. Ooh, and then he can get a second... He can get an attack off with the... Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Sword of the Animus. Okay. We got some work to do on our turn. Yeah, man. Isshin. The value with this deck. Oh, actually, you want to know what? We could have shot the Hammer right there to stop, this from happening. Varigoth coming into play. Only 1 target for the Sun Titan. That's good news, I guess. Is it an Iroas? They didn't get Iroas. No, Iroas is still in exile. Which means block the commander. Kill it. Isshin down. Back to the command zone. Yeah, way too risky with us in this Flametongue Kavu nonsense. We're actually in a weird spot where, like, we need to copy this Flametongue Kavu to kill a bunch of stuff. We also need to copy this thing to blow up some artifacts and enchantments. And we don't really have the ability to do both here. There's a mountain. That's a little lackluster. Kind of needing some card draw at the moment. Eventually, D-Manny will probably run into a wheel, which would help us. But I guess we just go for the full overcommit and play this Fanatic of Mogus. Each opponent loses 5. Go to combat. Duke once again on the Flametongue Kavu. Love Flametongue Kavu. Do it all again. This one into D-Manny. This thing have Death Touch? Yeah, it's got Death Touch. This one into Sean because he doesn't have flying. That's a flyer. Doesn't have flying. Doesn't have flying. Does have flying. I think everyone else is staying back. Because the 5/5 blocks all these little things, which I like. The 2/2 doesn't, other than beating up on Demon anymore, doesn't do that much. So make a Flame Tongue, make a Flame Tongue. Shoot this Sun Titan. Sun Titan down. With this card in Foretell, if opponents noticed it, they do have to think about us having Cosmic Intervention. I like having that seed of doubt in their mind. Because there hasn't really been a situation where they would find out which card it is. I was trying to get Stoic Farmer into this deck too, just to have another Foretell option, but got cut at the last second. I had like 45 creatures in the deck at one point, so had to cut a bunch of them. Still in the 30s, which is a little more than I usually run, because you guys know me, I like my equipments, and those equipments usually eat up creature slots, so usually I'm like a 25, 26 creature kind of guy for an average deck, especially in these colors. Opponent loses the Zubera to blocking. D-Manny down to 22, 5-color at 27, and Sean at 20. D-Manny hits a land. Yeah, there's a Blasphemous Act. Yep, it's gonna be rough. That is gonna be rough. Opponent's gonna sacrifice their Selfless Spirit. We're going to shoot the Hammer or the Sword. They're both good. I think the Hammer is a little more urgent. The Sword will beat you in the long game. The Hammer can beat you pretty quickly. Big creatures with haste, kind of scary. Or creatures doubling up their effects with haste, also scary. We do need the Satushi trigger pretty badly. And hopefully we don't hit lands or anything like that, because that would be bad. I was just thinking that too. I'm like, D-Manny could get himself back into this pretty easily if he has a Blasphemous Act and some other play to follow it up with. We're going to go for the Exile, the top 2 cards of our library. Hope for something cool. What do we get? Priest of Ancient Lore is card draw, and Duplicant. Duplicant is helpful. We do actually have enough to go, we do have enough to go Priest of Ancient Lore plus our Commander, but then we would lose the Duplicant. I don't think I want to lose the Duplicant. No follow-up from D-Manny. I wonder if he's holding something, because he has a Faithless Looting in there. He could have flashed that back, if nothing else, but... Path of Discovery, Lantern Kami, 2/2 flying. Showing an Anafenza Kintree Spirit, nice. So yeah, definitely some Spirit Tribal action over there. Anafenza. What's that card? Ascend from Avernus, not available on Magic Online yet. Pretty disappointed about that one. Because that's exactly the card we want. If we got all that stuff back, we'd probably just about win the game. Opponents would need some real serious answers to stop something like that. Cemetery Illuminator. Enters the battlefield or attacks, exile a card from a graveyard. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. Once each turn, you may cast a spell from the top of your library if it shares a card type with a card exiled with the Illuminator. Interesting. And they'll bolster. Yeah, opponent's got some stuff happening over there. We might need to start the turn with a Doomscar. If Sean coughs some creatures in, probably go for the Doomscar. If he doesn't, I'm a little more torn. How much is this? 12 to do everything? Actually, we have exactly enough to cast all 3 of these cards. The problem, though, is that... This may? You may. Yep, so you can choose not to use it. So, it's a small thing, but honestly, if I were Sean, last turn I think I would have held that Jessica's Will, because, you know, he was very limited on what he'd be able to cast, and, like, if he tried to cast it this turn, he easily goes Thran Dynamo, Iroas, Hammer, and those are really good cards. Frontier Warmonger. Creatures gain Menace. I feel pretty good about that Doomscar now. That's enough value to run up everyone's casting cost and so on. D-Manny's gonna Factor Fiction. Okay, yeah, that's a play. See who he chooses. He has chosen us. Oh, God. Mnemonic Deluge is what his deck's all about, so... that one's going into the second pile. It's gonna be a 4-1 split. He puts that one to the graveyard. That's good. Doesn't mean he can't get it back, but in theory it should take more work to do that. Angel of the Ruins is a Magic card. We're gonna have to wait on that one, though. Because we want to go... Yeah, I mean, I think we got to do it. I was thinking, like, there is some world in which we want this stuff to survive, and then we hope they attack D-Manny, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem worth it. So, we'll Doomscar. Blow up all the creatures once again. 2 is the right number of board wipes in a game. 3, 4, or 5 is generally too many. Play this Priest of Ancient Lore. We gain a life and draw a card. It's an Emeria. Play an Emeria. Ooh, we're on 6 planes. Pretty close in that Emeria. That might be a recipe to plane cycle this guy. Then you just bring it right back, right? Do a strip mine check in a moment. And then we'll cast the Duplicant. Target itself. Choosing no. No strip mines in play currently. There's the Damnation. Okay, yep. We did see that. Probably should have known about that. Although, you don't necessarily know if they're going to cast it for 2 creatures. That is the other side of that. Arcane Signet. That is now 3 board wipes. As I said, 3 is too many. At least they didn't catch our Commander in that. That's because... So one of the things I was thinking about is like, all right, 6 is bad enough. Having to recast it for 8 is brutal. That is a lot of mana. Twice you go up to 10. Ugh. Although, the one thing that I don't know is that because they keep printing more and more treasure cards, I do wonder if what used to be very expensive at like 6 or 8 mana trying to get something like this becomes much easier because of all the treasures floating around. Now, the thing you always have to wonder is that, like, there's this weird trade-off between using that mana to do more efficient stuff or using that mana to do bigger, more powerful things. So if people run out of interaction, generally that big, powerful thing is where you want to be. If they have interaction, the smaller value plays are generally look better because, a single swords or a single counter spell doesn't blow out a 2-mana spell in the same way that it blows out an 8-mana spell. Falco coming back. Yep, it explores. Protection from non-spirit creatures. That's cool. Soul Shift 4. Isshin back. Yep. Equips the sword. He thought about it for a moment, so I do wonder if he has something in his hand. 2 mana, Boros Charm, Swords, Path, something like that maybe. Brings back to our turn. Goblin Bombardment is a magic card. Well, that being the case, yeah, let's Plane Cycle this thing. Get a Plains. Play a Plains. Cast our Commander. And then cast the Goblin Bombardment. Pray that Ameria and our Plains stick back to our turn. If we can keep this board state, I think we'll be in a pretty good spot. One of the tough calls that I'm thinking about right now is the choice between Fanatic of Mogus and Priest of Ancient Lore. Gravebreaker Lamia is a card. Puts an Echo of Eons in the graveyard. That's actually not the word. Oh, well, it shuffles. Of course it shuffles. Oh, shuffle wheels. Oh, how I hate shuffle wheels. What do we get? Stoneforge Mystic, Atushi, Cosmic Intervention, Rumor Gatherer is an interesting one I want to check out. Sarah's Emissary's pretty good. Oh, Burning Inquiry. Well, if we hit creatures, then we can get one back. We do not hit creatures. Hit 3 cards we probably wanted. We do have this Ephemerate now, which does give us the ability to protect our commander a little bit, which is good. Wall of Roots. Dripping Tongue Zubera. It explores. Simic Signet. Frontier Warmonger's back. Yep. Our way, of course. 2 swords, 2 Warmonger triggers. Yep. Camp Lock, 26 and 4 commander. Oh, World at War. We're doing it again. At least he doesn't have any, crazy value creatures in play. This is redundant. Once it already gives things menace, then a second time doesn't really matter. Yep, it's coming back in. Yep, it's going to be 8 commander. That means we probably have to get the Sarah's Emissary in then. I was hoping we were going to have, choices and the ability to leave up some mana and all that stuff, but we have 14 mana. The play that I want to make is Sarah's Emissary, Rumor Gatherer, and Atushi. And I do think we have exactly enough to do all that. Yeah, we have exactly enough to do all that, just that I would like to be able to leave a Plains up for Ephemerate, and that would require us to draw an untapped land. I think we can do it. Or we'll just draw this Inferno Titan. Alright, let's think about this. So we cast an Inferno Titan, we shoot something for 3. We attack with the Inferno Titan, shooting one other thing for 3. And then I think we wait on the Inferno Titan. I think Inferno Titan's next turn. So let's get the Sarah's Emissary, choosing creature, get this Rumor Gatherer, which I'm very excited to test out. Probably could have did that in the opposite order, but I don't think it's going to matter. We're going to get to Scry one. There's a Flame Tongue Kavu on top of our deck. Do we need that? We might. We might. Go to combat. What's this thing have? Lifelink? Wait. Why didn't we get a trigger? Oh, protection from creatures. Nanbo. Disappointing. All right. Man, Sarah's Emissary is so good, too. Frontier Warmonger triggers. Oh, wow, you can give your opponent stuff menace with that? That's pretty crazy. He goes down to 15. I guess that means we just play the Path of Ancestry. Faithless Looting. Yep, now we're playing the try to dodge all the bullets in D-Manny's deck game. If he tried to Living Death for some reason, we have a sack outlet. That's a pretty good place to be. Dark Petition, and this is exactly enough to go get Grey Merchant of Asphodel. He just goes for a Blasphemous Act instead. Yeah, this that Ephemerate would have been super helpful. We can shoot him in the face. Sacrifice a Tushi. Go for the Exile. Sacrifice this thing. Board wipe number 4. Sarah's Emissary. And sacrifice our Commander. Commander, I'm going to go to the command zone, even though it's going to be really expensive. Zubera's die. They'll draw some cards, and what's the other one? Gain some life? Didn't see. Oh, they get spirits back. Yeah, that's cool. Falco survives from the shield counter. Ardent Elementalist. Oh, God. Yeah, we need to drop him this turn. Getting back the Dark Petition, he's going to try to set up the Mnemonic Betrayal play. Man, we're going to lose his Cavalier Dawn, which I'm not thrilled about. Also the Flame Tongue Kavu, but I think we really just need to try and finish it. What I'm thinking right now is get a Tushi back, sacrifice it, get the treasures. The treasures will give us enough mana to go Inferno Titan, recast our commander, And that is a lot of damage that should at least get D-Manny out of the game. The other two players aren't immediately threatening a win, where D-Manny looks like he's very close. Plus, I've seen his deck a lot of times, so I kind of know how these things go. The internal clock in my head is ticking down. Into the north for opponent. Maskwood Nexus, there you go. Oh, creature types. So now whenever anything dies, it's a Zubera, and they get all the triggers. Seems fun. Rebound on the World at War, but no creatures. Doesn't mean he can't get one with haste. It's not impossible, but it does require some cards. Blood Crypt, untapped, down to 18. Fervor, well, that's how you get a creature with haste. Let's see what his biggest creature is. Isshin could be worse, honestly. I mean, probably 2 more sword triggers here, but, you know, some big 6-drop with haste would be much worse. Equips a sword. Over to D-Manny. Yeah, love it. I think Sean realizes what's happening also. 2 more lands, still has basics in his deck. Or at least he did. He's going to block. Brings it back to our turn. Finally getting that Emeria trigger. Bring back a Tushi, like we talked about. Use the ability. There's a Tithe. Probably didn't need that. Sacrifice this Tushi, like we talked about. Shoot D-Manny in the face. Gonna make 3 treasure tokens. Cast our commander. Oh, we can scry if we use this thing. Feel like I probably missed that. Well, it hasn't been in the play that long. Don't know if I've missed it or not. We get to scry one. Our commander coming back in. Flooded Strand. Don't need. Cast Inferno Titan. Using 1 treasure. Inferno Titan D-Manny's face. Use 1 treasure to cast Tithe. This will be a mana neutral play. Get 2 planes. Play a planes. Go to combat. Duke trigger on the Inferno Titan. Go to combat. Into D-Manny. Get the Myriad triggers. Oh, right. Also, we get 3 damage. 1 to his face, and we'll shoot one of these guys. Oh, Obscuring Haze. No. That's gonna mess some things up. How's this one read? Prevent all damage that will be dealt this turn by creatures your opponent... Wow, it's not even combat damage. Oh, that means he's gonna survive. Make the Myriads. Oh, you want what we can do? And we might have to. We might be able to prevent disaster with that Ephemerate. Use Goblin Bombardment. Sacrifice a token. Goblin Bombardment. Sacrifice a token. It's down to 5. Yeah, I mean, if push comes to shove. Blink Inferno Titan, sack both of our things. Exile the tokens. Pass the turn. He says nope. Alright, we don't have to sacrifice our board just yet. Love it. There's the Dark Petition, yeah. There's the 3 mana. There's the Amanatu's Augury, yep, okay. Do we... Exile the top 8 of your library. You may put a land card on the battlefield. For each non-land card type, you may cast a spell without paying its mana cost. Alright, let's see how bad it gets. Part of me's like, we should do the thing now. But if they don't hit that well, then they exile. Burning Rune Demon, creature, it's got haste. Raven Form is annoying. Skyclave Relic. Raven Form on Inferno Titan. Well, that's going to be a recipe for Ephemerate on Inferno Titan. Inferno Titan is back. 3 to his face. Consider Skyclave Relic. He has enough to go... No, he already cast an artifact. Oh, thank God. He could have gone Soul Ring and then had enough to activate this, which would... And then shoot this. I mean, that's playing to help everyone else, and then, you know, him just kind of giving up the ghost to us. But, you know, if we lose to Samaria, we may not be able to take everyone else down. Especially if they have interaction of any kind and we lose. If we lose any of our pieces here. Yeah, we got him. He passes. Protection from non-spirits seems good. Can't get that one, Inferno Titan. Explores. 3 visits. Sire of the Storm. Whenever you cast a spirit or arcane spell, you may draw a card. Yeah, it explores. Inferno Titan almost didn't make the list because I was trying to get both of the Ancient Dragons in. And once I couldn't find them, then I added Inferno Titan back. Because I do love me some Inferno Titan. But we've all seen me play Inferno Titan a lot, so I was hoping to get a look at the new cards, and sadly we aren't. That's a Doomscar. Well, that being the case, sacrifice Inferno Titan. Opponent says my Zuberas. Board wipe number 5, I think? Sacrifice our commander. Back to the command zone. Honestly, I think we need the card draw from Rumor Gatherer at this point. We are looking pretty thin. Oh, D-Manny's gonna Arcane Denial the Doomscar. Which is actually going to put us, like, not in the best position. But he'll still go down. Yeah, it's a nice play. I wonder if Sean will get to draw with D-Manny leaving the game right here. I don't actually know that I've seen that interaction before. Someone Arcane Denials, then dies before the next upkeep. That's an Atali with haste. That's all bad. Alright, that probably changes what we need to get out of the graveyard here. Might be back in the Sarah's Emissary plan. Tectonic Giant, also a magic card. Oh god, this is all going to be doubled. Are we going to die? And a Plarg. Yep, everything our way. Is he going value or damage on the Tectonic Giant? Value, we might survive. Damage, we might not. There's damage. Yeah, damage twice. That's not good. Wow, hits a Dockside Extortionist. Are you serious? Harsh Mercy. I don't think he's playing that one. Wow, that's frustrating. He's down to 1 card, so... Still. Does he have 22 damage? That's 10. 5 plus 6 is 21. I think he has 21 damage. Pray he doesn't have a combat or 1 damage. Boros Charm is also a problem. Down to 1. Wheel of Fortune. That's fine. Our hand is... Actually, maybe not fine, just because he's going to draw more cards and he still has mana. Hedge Mage, Wheel of Fortune, Sword, Teleportation Circle. This looks like Boros Charm mana. Goldspan Dragon's fine. And there's Aurelia, but thankfully after combat. Brings it back to our turn. I don't know if there's any way... Maybe we can make this work? Oh, I think we can make this work. So we can double ETB something with... I don't think that really matters, though. Just because... Like, we have to get Sarah's Emissary. There's just nothing else we can... I mean, unless we can Inferno Titan... Unless we can... We can't Inferno Titan enough times to kill everyone, so... Yeah, I mean, it's just got to be Sarah's Emissary on creatures. Even though that will non-bow us a little bit. Use the ability. Choosing creature. Rebound. Cast Ephemerate. We're going to cast Ephemerate here just to put it into our... Well, no, it goes back in exile anyway, doesn't it? Yeah, I guess we don't need to cast it then. Skyclave Apparition. Reasonable. I think I'm actually going to hold that Plains just on the off chance that we run into a Maria Shepherd. I guess we have the Sword. Though there aren't that many Plains left in the deck. I think there's about 2. So yeah, maybe we do hold that. We have protection from creatures. That's good. Don't have a great way to protect this thing, should the worst happen. Commander doesn't do much. So I think we just try to value like crazy. Let's get Teleportation Circle. Let's get Panharmonicon. Skyclave Apparition. Skyclave, the Fervor, and can make him recast Isshin. Oh, we can also we can hit the Tectonic Giant. We should definitely hit the Tectonic Giant. They're gonna Deadly Rollick. Oh, that's interesting. So they're gonna Deadly Rollick, but without but they kind of need that for this, unless they have more removal. I mean, I guess we Goblin Bombardment. Shoot him in the face, sacrifice this thing so it doesn't exile. Play the Hedge Mage. You know what? I think I am going to play the Plains. Because, like, next turn we probably wheel. So, unless we specifically drew a Maria Shepherd, it probably doesn't make sense to hold it. Well, we get 4 triggers off that. That's pretty cool. Shoot the Sword. Shoot Soul Ring. Shoot Path of Discovery. And shoot Path of Discovery again. And I think that's all we got. I think we're on the try to survive plan. Hope nothing happens to the Sarah's Emissary. Oh, is this an artifact? It is an artifact. We could have shot that. Oh, well. We'll give the Zuberas a chance. Teleportation Circle, blink this thing. Shoot more artifacts. This a May? Yeah, it's a May. No. No. Yes. And yes. Opponent's got a Survival of the Fittest. That's a crazy card. Opponent's going to make a thing. Opponent's going to make a Shapeshifter with Maskwood Nexus. 2/2 Changeling. Azorius Herald. Can't be blocked. Enters battlefield, you gain 4 life. I would love to gain 4 life. And they'll draw a card because it's a spirit. Nice. Mirror Hall Mimic. Copies a creature, but it is a spirit in addition to its other types. Aurelia? Sarah's Emissary is actually also a really good choice. Actually, does the timing of that work? This is not a trigger. It's an as it enters the battlefield. I don't remember how that works with a clone. Going for Sarah's Emissary. Let's see if they get... Oh, yeah. They choose creature. Nice. Lantern Kami draws a card. Yeah. Does Sean have removal? Untap land down to 15. Starting to think about that Inferno Titan a little bit. Sun Titan. Oh, God. Sword of Hearthenholm is a magic card. Gets the Sword of Hearthenholm. Doesn't yet have a way in, but, you know, given that we both have Sarah's Emissaries. Oh, he does have infinite combats with Aurelia. Still, that doesn't do anything. Oh. You know what that does do? No, because we can block a Tali. Lelia, okay. Yeah, this isn't good. Legion War Boss. So he's going to get a lot of opportunities to draw removal, which is a problem. Mistveil the Murag back into the deck. That does cut down his mana a bit, though. I guess he can just blink Dockside. No, if he blinks Dockside, then he doesn't get the multiple Aurelia combats. This will untap every time. He'll be able to loot a lot. No cards in hand currently, though. Legion War Boss. He does have this blue flyer, so if Sean messes up a little bit, this can block Aurelia. No, he sent an Aurelia our way, yep. There's an Aurelia and a token. You know what? He didn't send a Tali or anything else. We'll have another combat to do it. I guess the problem that he runs into is that we can block those creatures that he would generate value with. He needs to find a way to stop that. Oh, you already... no, Sun Titan would die too. Yeah, here comes everything. So there's an Atali trigger. They find removal. It's all over. Lelia trigger. Well, 2 Lelias, 2 Atalis. 2 Goldspan Dragons. More mana is bad. Archon of Cruelty is probably an issue. We did get rid of haste. That's good. Oh, loses 3 life is a problem. Yep. Yep, that'll get us. Sun Titan, Drogskull Captain, Extus. Yep. There's a Sun Titan. More Drogskull. I feel like this thing's got some life loss stapled onto it also. Sacrifice the Hedge Mage. But I think we die after that, right? Oh, this is from the Awaken the Blood avatar trigger. Oh, that thing's got haste. Deals 3 damage to each opponent. Oh, it's damage, not life loss. We're not dead yet. Angelic Destiny, or Angelic, yeah. Blasphemous Act is a major problem. Although, if you cast Blasphemous Act, everything dies, right? Block Atali. Get that out of here. Yeah, let's those 2 go. Atali down, back to combat. Oh! No, he doesn't have infinite combats because Hearth and Home can't trigger because we're not taking damage. It's not going to stop him from trying. 3 damage each opponent. 3 damage each opponent. Still okay. Still okay. Yeah, block this thing. We survived his combat step. Wow, I really didn't think that was going to happen. Blasphemous Act. Oh, I was auto-yielded, otherwise we could have shot him for 1. But I think we can get Sean. We might die to the Zubera, and if that happens, I can live with it. Oh, Anointed Procession? So we get back Inferno Titan, it'll double trigger, we Anointed Procession. Ooh, yeah, that seems good. Brings it back to our turn, Ameria. Let's get busy with this Inferno Titan. Use the ability. Double triggers Sean's face. He's down to 9. We draw a mountain. Play a mountain. Play Anointed Procession. Cast our commander. Whew, that's a lot of mana. We get to scry one. Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Are there any enchantments? No, the one good one wasn't available yet, so put it to the bottom. Go to combat. Trigger on the Inferno Titan. Into Sean. Oh, there's going to be less Inferno Titans than I thought, because 1 player's down. Yeah, we'll do 3 there. Oh, actually, no, that doesn't make any sense. Whoops. Create another Inferno Titan. Oh, wait. No, we have... Oh, yep, we have double everything. Well, that's good news. And... Sean goes down. Opponent's at 2. And we'll use the Inferno Titan... We'll use the Goblin Bombardment to sacrifice our tokens. Down they go. Can't believe we got there. I actually thought we were going to die after we went to 1 life. There was a lot of ways to lose from the board state that we were in. So, yeah, sticking it out at 1 life right there. I have to believe... I don't know. I'd have to look at Sean's board again. I feel like there was probably some way to use all of those effects to get himself to a win somehow. I mean, his deck was looking really nasty late in the game. And that was just, you know, so much stuff and so many abilities. I didn't see what happened to the Archon of Cruelty trigger. I don't know if he targeted the other player with it or what. I never saw that ETB for some reason. But yeah, super close game. Could have went anyone's way. As far as this commander, it's not bad. Again, maybe a little pricey at 6 mana, but definitely a fun value deck. Gonna be better for more... Gonna be better... We had a good early game, but a lot of that was based off of an early Soul Ring, so I wouldn't expect it to be that good. And then once the board wipe happened, we didn't have that much going on for a number of turns. So yeah, this is definitely going to be a better late game kind of deck, late game value type of thing. Definitely had a lot of fun with it. Copying Inferno Titan's a good time. I did feel like at certain points, without like Aurelia or extra combats or things like that in the deck, that those would have helped us close the game probably quicker on like turn 7 or 8. Also, if I didn't make that big misplay and had Cloud Shift up for the Sarah's Emissary, we probably win if I'm able to make that play, but the protection from creatures got us right there, so you got to be careful with that. Perhaps a reason to not run this, but it's so powerful, it's hard not to. You guys saw what it did at the end for us, so. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel, vote on which decks I play next, or if you want to get some really good games of Spell Table, be sure to check out my Patreon at the link below. And be sure to check out my other Dinosaur Week videos.